Well, hello everyone. How are you? How you doing? Good? Good. Alright, thank you. Well, what am I doing here? Isn't that the question? What am I doing here? Well, I'll tell you, once again, YouTuber Nando V Movies has put together another video essay collaboration project thingy. And, of course, I'm just a tad late to the party, but I'm not going to let that stop me this time. So, what's the theme this time around? Well, in honor of the release of The Suicide Squad, like you said, a bit late to the party, we got to pick our favorite villain from anything, any form of fiction, and find a moment in said thing where they are particularly villainous and talk about it. One villainous scene, as it were. My pick for villain is Sarris from Galaxy Quest. Let's get on into it.
If you've seen Galaxy Quest before, I think you should be aware of how villainous Sarris is. He is merciless, intimidating, both in appearance and personality, willing to inflict violence to get what he wants.
After 3 days of this, you still require incentive?
And not as stupid as he is ugly.
Well, I'm trying to tell you, you are back.
Perhaps I'm not as stupid as I am ugly, Commander.
Sarris even forces one of his crew members to do an impression of Jose Jalapeno on the stick.
Do it.
That's better than my lieutenant.
Oh, that's actually kind of brutal when you think about it. He's exactly the type of villain you'd expect from a sci-fi adventure. Definitely a formidable foe for our intrepid crew. Without a villain like Sarris, I don't think this comedy could have been as grounded as it is. Sarris is at his most evil when he has boarded the Protector and is torturing Mathazar for information about the Omega-13 device, leaving Jason no choice but to reveal the truth about the historical documents. Before we delve deeper, I'd like to talk about the first time the crew tried to bring up the authenticity of the historical documents.
You've been watching the show?
Lieutenant, historical documents.
At this point in the movie, our crew just narrowly escapes an attack by Sarris. The humans feel they have failed the Thermians because they are just actors and have no idea what they're doing. The Thermians feel differently. Of course, the Thermians don't know that they're actors, and the TV show they watched were historical documents. Jason, Alexander, and Gwen tried to explain that what they watched were not, in fact, historical, but failed.
I mean, surely you don't think that Gilligan's Island is a...
Those poor people.
Gwen finally thinks of another way to phrase talking about their situation.
Is there no one on your planet who behaves in a way that's contrary to reality?
And Mathazar's response not only says a lot about the Thermians, but about Sarris as well.
You are speaking of deception, lies. We have only recently become aware of this concept in our dealings with Sarris. Often Sarris will say one thing and do another, promise us mercy but deliver destruction. It is a concept we are beginning to learn at some great cost.
The humans now start to think that keeping up this lie may have brought on more harm than good. This then brings us to the villainous scene. There's the usual villain stuff. Sarris isn't getting what he wants, so he dabbles in some light torture, threatens the love interest, and roughs up the hero. Like I said, the usual villain stuff. Jason realizes that the only way for this to end is to admit what he's been hiding from the Thermians this whole time. He asks Gwen to play Sarris the historical documents.
Computer, show the historical documents of the Galaxy Quest missions.
What the Thermians didn't understand for years, Sarris understands immediately. These guys are frauds, fakes. In realizing the questionable accuracy of said historical documents, Sarris replies with,
You have all done far greater damage than I ever could have. Bravo!
and to really rub in how bad the situation is, Sarris forces Jason to admit his wrongdoing to Mathazar.
Explain!
Mathazar, there's no such person as Captain Taggart. My name is Jason Nesmith. I am an actor.
Knowing the naivety of the Thermians, Mathazar especially, Sarris adds,
He doesn't understand. Explain as you would a child.
and Jason, remembering their last conversation about the historical documents,
You are speaking of deception, lies.
he simply says,
We pretended. We lied.
Yes, you understand that, don't you, Mathazar?
Mathazar is in denial at first.
There it is.
But as Jason elaborates, he starts to understand. Mathazar has had barely a moment to absorb the information before Sarris decides to make everybody's day go from bad to worse. That would be showing mercy, and Sarris can't have that. Not only does Sarris order for the ship to self-destruct, but make sure the Thermians are in pain until then. Sarris has ensured that Mathazar has felt betrayal, sorrow, and defeat in possibly his final moments. And that is why this is one villainous scene.
Release them into space.
Well, thank you to everybody who made it to this point in the video. Thank you to Nando V Movies for starting this One Villainous Scene thing. And if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest before, I recommend it. It's a good movie, fun movie. And if you have seen Galaxy Quest, there's this documentary talking about making it that came out for the 20th anniversary called Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary, in which they actually briefly talk about the scene I was just talking about. Fun little story there. Recommend that too. Well, again, thank you all for watching, for putting up with this guy and whatnot. I guess that's it. Goodbye. Till another time. Ah!